So hi, Fred.
Hey.
Thanks for having me in this morning. I'm at the studio at WTNH Channel 8. I'm Christina Acambora. I'm the Communications Director at Faxon Law Group and also a member of the New Haven Road Race Board.
Welcome to News 8.
Thanks. I love being here. Do you want to tell the viewers who you are?
Sure.
And kind of how you got involved in running, it's the 20K, I believe, right, of the New Haven Road Race?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm Fred Campagna. I'm the senior meteorologist here at News 8, and I've been here for 2 years. 2 years ago, hard to believe how quickly it's gone by. I got here just after Labor Day a couple of years ago. So my first time running the 20K was last year. And it was put right on my calendar. I was training for a fall marathon. I was training for Hartford, and I was like, "This is perfect.
Yes.
Perfect tune-up race to do
Right in the backyard.
before." Yeah, right in the backyard, right on running routes that I run quite a bit in New Haven. So ran it last year. Loved it. Loved the history of the event, the elite field that comes. It's cool to be in there with some of these big names.
Yes.
Just big running names.
Running the 20K. So to be clear, you will stick with the 20K this year. You're not going to do the half.
I'll do
like
the 20K.
20. Yeah,
20K.
that's your...
It's kind of fun. That's the event. I think the half is great. I've done plenty of half marathons.
Right.
I kicked around both, but we're talking about a difference of a half a mile
Right.
anyway. So
we like to give people options.
yeah, I know. And having the 5K in there and all that other stuff. I mean, it's just such a great event for the city.
Yeah.
And for me as a somewhat serious runner, I think it's just kind of cool. Last year Emily Sisson was in it, and Molly Huddles won it before. I'm from Rhode Island, so I should mention they train in Providence.
Yes,
so
great.
it's kind of neat, to see those big names on the ladies' side.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, Jared Ward, who's a great marathoner.
Yes.
To have him winning it.
Yeah, and you're right in the same room right behind them.
It's a little
pretty
ways,
cool.
little ways
Yeah.
behind. Where'd they go?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And how did you train? You mentioned that you were already training for a half marathon. So did you just kind of?
Yeah. So I was training for the full.
Oh, for a full marathon.
Yeah, I was training for Hartford, and I'm training. This year's training has been a lot of miles.
Yeah.
A lot of miles. I've averaged about 80 a week.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been running a lot of miles. But I think that for anybody who wants to do this 20K, you don't need to run 80 a week. You can easily do this 20K on 35 or 40 a week training. But this, for me, it ends up being like this perfect tune-up race for another fall marathon for me, which will be Chicago this year.
Oh, great.
So I'm excited. I'm excited about running New Haven again.
Yep.
I hope the weather's as good as it was.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be cliche and ask you.
Yeah, I know. A lot rides on it.
I know.
And I mean, I've run half marathons in all kinds of conditions, longer races like this in all kinds of conditions, from really warm to rainouts. And last year we had that tropical storm.
Yes.
What a headache
Scared
that
us,
was. Yeah.
And then turned out to actually be pretty good running weather.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. A little breezy, but are you kidding me? Like 60s and upper 50s and low 60s and a lot of clouds. I mean, ideal conditions last year for the race. And but leading up to the race, it was a big headache for me. I spent a lot of time in this building, so I really didn't have a chance to get into sort of race mode until that morning. So hopefully this year, it works out. Labor Day weekend can go either way.
Sometimes it's very humid, and I was going to ask you if you have any advice for runners if it is that warm, humid weather.
Yeah, hydrate.
Any way to prepare? Yeah.
Hydrate. The good news is for those of us that have been training this summer for the race, we've run in the warm and the humid weather.
Right.
So we've been there. And as you get into early September, a couple of years ago, early September was really hot in New Haven. Hopefully that won't be the case this time around. We haven't had a lot of real hot weather this summer, but we've had a lot of muggy weather.
Yeah.
So I think the key is just hydrating. Have somewhat, if you're doing the 20K or the half marathon, somewhat of a nutrition plan, maybe a gel or two during the race, to replenish yourself. And I think that running a lot of the miles around here during the summer definitely helps out.
Yes, and the race committee, they're great. They have hydration choices on the course too. So
Yeah, and the course, I mentioned the field and everything else, but the crowd on the course is fun, and it's just neat. You're running down Chapel Street, and you got all these people cheering for you, and it's such a nice, flat, fast course too.
Right.
And almost every race you ever enter says, "Oh, flat and fast," and then you get there and there's huge hills. And this one
we
really,
tell the truth, right?
Yeah, this one, definitely,
Yeah.
it really is. And boy, it goes by quick, And that was the
Yeah.
experience that I had last year, just coming down Chapel back by State Street, right not far from our station
Right.
here. And I was like, wow, this is like, I think it was like the 8+ mile mark or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and like I said, I do a lot of running around here,
Yes.
so I'm familiar with this with the course.
I think they should change that to the endorsement, though. It goes by quick.
Yeah, there you go.
Something better than flat
right.
and fast.
I think for a lot of runners, that's all.
That's right. It
that's
goes
what
by
they
quick.
want. Yeah.
I guess that's pretty much all my questions for you. I was wondering though, while you were talking, when you are training, like you said, if you're running around here, or when you're on the course, the actual day of the race, are people often recognizing you as meteorologist?
Yeah.
Or
So it's funny.
Are you in disguise at the
well,
moment?
I'm hoping, my name will be on my bib this year, so
Oh,
that's
you got
good.
the personalized bib.
Yes,
Good.
I did get the personalized
Good,
bib.
nice touch.
And so that'll help. But I do get a lot of, hey, Newsacre, hey, Weatherman.
Yeah.
And so I'll get that on the course, but I also get it training around here.
Yeah,
so,
I was wondering.
So in New Haven, like a lot of times I'll run a East Rock area. West Rock is one of my favorite places to run as well. And yes, I've had people slow down on the side of the road in traffic just to like roll down their window and say, hey, hi, we watch you on News 8. And I'm just jogging along, and I think it's great. I love seeing them, but at the same time, like, you're slowing down
I
traffic. a simple honk will work. That will do.
Yeah. I think it's special too for people to say, like, because I know there's a lot of people on the staff of WTNH that come out and they run it, and so I think that's special for people to say it's truly like a community event. Everyone's involved, whether they're cheering or running or training. Gil has run it a lot in the past, so give him our best.
Yes, I will do that. And I think this race has the best of both worlds. Like you said, it's a community event, and you get to see local people from the area, but then you also get some of those great runners.
People that really impressive runners that you're like, wow, they came here, and also people that have been doing it. I mean, we're going on the 40th year, and there's truly men that have run it.
I know.
Every year, and I think they're just as big of celebrities because that is just so cool.
That's testament.
Definitely. Dedication. So
Right.
40 years from now, maybe you and I will be sitting here.
Wow. Okay, I'll
talking about your next 20K.
I'll be in a new age group, I think, definitely.
Okay, sounds good. I probably still won't be running it, but I'll be at the finish line.
Yeah.
So nice talking to you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you,
And
Christina.
we'll see you on TV.
All right, great.
All right, thank
Thanks.
you.